Yes. Welcome to the Tribe UG podcast, episode number 6, season 2. And as usual, if you're watching, you can realize Les is not here.
Usual.
Yeah. He went down to Zimbabwe. We hope he comes back with a tow truck.
Tow truck.
Okay.
Tow truck.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh shit, I get
Yes.
it. I was wondering, I'm like, yeah.
Brethren. I got you.
Dropping soon.
So now we have to explain the jokes for Ian. The entire episode.
Ian Tolina.
Like I was saying, as usual, I'm with the gents. Ian on my right.
What up?
People.
Part of the writer here.
Yeah.
Well, Les is in Zimbabwe. We sent him for a retreat as well after incidents that happened last week. We felt he needed the break, so yeah, he's trying to heal, and probably a few tow trucks and a few vacations on an island. He'll heal the heart.
Imagine he comes back and you guys go toe to toe.
He won't have any toes. So
extreme right. The count.
The Count Markula in the building, right here with you guys. Man, Liz is just excited about the new Alan Tonics.
He took a day off to listen to it.
Like, we're here with you guys, and episode 6, guys. We made it. Let's go. Let's keep it going.
yeah, but let's not make too much fun. I mean, you need to tiptoe on the subject.
Wow. Now that Ian has got it.
He's locked in now.
Yeah.
Guys, the audio guys, if you listen to that nice voice that is so different from the usual ones, we have a special guest, ladies and
Boom,
gentlemen.
boom, boom, boom.
We have is she Damsy or Damsy?
She's Damsy.
Damsy, ladies and gentlemen.
By force.
Damsy.
So nice, you gotta say it twice.
Yeah. Welcome to the Tribe UG podcast.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. I've been trying to get onto the podcast for a minute.
Yeah.
So yeah, here I am. I don't know if
And
I'll
Mark
leave.
gave you a wrong email.
I don't know if I'll leave. So yeah.
Hey man, we're excited to have you, and yes, HR diversity.
Tell her welcome.
Yeah, welcome. Yeah, so we've ticked off the diversity, the diversity goal. Yeah,
Yet again. But
yeah.
Yes,
They gotta know. They gotta know.
Yeah.
So officially welcome you to the Tribe UG podcast, and today we are excited because over the past episodes we've been telling people that we are going to bring in experts, people who know more than us, to discuss on a few
Pressure.
issues and issues and policies.
Okay. Such as for inner policy.
Here and there. And today we are more than honored to have you. Some of us know you from me personally, I think 2014, 2015.
Hey.
Yeah.
TBT.
Felix, how old are you?
Tuve yo. Emiaka ejali mu Forbes magazine Jamie Tufu. I remember what you need.
Yeah.
And we are doing this thing of tobacco control.
Tobacco.
Oh my God.
Me and a few homies of mine, and then the ministry hits up and is like, hey guys, you're going for a communications training, you are going to TTC. I'm not going to say the entire company name just in case. And then I walk in, it was you and Patricia, the guys who facilitated that session.
Yes,
Yeah.
wow.
Such
Such a small
We
world.
went nails the side of a padia.
But no regrets. You're on Forbes now.
Your challenges made you
And
stronger.
Damsy contributed to the journey, you know.
And it was around that time that the strike started.
The seed was sown.
But yeah, that's just to say that for me, I've known you as a communications person.
Yes.
And over the time, we've seen your roles evolve and change, especially for us who follow you on LinkedIn.
He has been on it. You don't bring people by mistake. He has been on it.
Clearly, I am getting a I'm joining.
So
I feel like my CV is speaking.
from communications to PR and now marketing. Yeah, so today, as someone who has been in that field, we are going to talk to you about branding and marketing. Yeah, in relation to the creative world and to the creatives and creators. So, in brief, we are not going to say anything new. So basically, this is your area. Feel comfortable, feel at home.
Westa.
Go superstar. Tetumanyi tulikubya fe. Yeah.
And actually, I mean, of course, this Kampala, Uganda has got a lot of experts in these fields and people that might know things and that have done stuff. But of course, Damzi, remember, say it twice, has been close, let me say, to the hip hop community, which of course is our direct audience and our target in general. And of course, I don't know if people know. You guys know these secrets. Do people check your people's songs? The Damzi has been on a number of hip hop collaborations.
Yeah.
Mob, I tell you, who is who?
Who is actually quite a couple.
Hey, you're bringing it.
Small. Hey.
Guys, check the credentials. Amen featuring featuring.
No, featured
featuring Amen. Amen with Mal X. She's featured on more than one Lagum song. I don't know if I have to pull out the list. Do we have time? But from way back when, Ryong and Ethan.
Yeah.
Listen.
Check the credentials.
Have you had Mark with that? Listen.
Yeah, of course you know where I was going to the song in my heart.
Mark sounds like he'd be a part-time teacher.
Nursery school teacher. You need to be very specific.
Ian looks like he would be one. But let's keep it with Damzi. Yeah.
And Mark,
in initials looks like he was a student.
Wow.
HR after that.
You will filing a complaint.
Yeah. You are still giving us
Mark would be the basketball coach who's also the SST teacher.
Wow. Guys.
You are still giving us the credentials.
Guys, you always have to deal with this brand of
in his free time. You find him in the computer on YouTube.
I thought you'd say French teacher, but
you know he always misses the point.
He misses, he misses the target.
Just like he's missing our conversation
just
about
like when he was at Artist Polo, no hits.
Guys, what's happening?
We have a guest gentleman. Let's behave. While
I enjoy this, I'm trying to figure out where to plug in. But okay, let's continue.
Yes, Damzi, I mean, there are things we've talked about here and there. There's things like the songwriting that we've addressed on the podcast. You know, things like whether it's ghostwriting or doing demos and stuff like that, like we talked about with Sal. And Damzi been on it. Speaking of Sal, don't you have in your secret pockets?
As if small. There's something that's Sal wants.
Is it a little secret?
I think it is actually. But yes, but you just know it. Yeah. We've done a little something.
Bring of it.
Yeah.
So we want to start it from the top.
Yeah.
So in this situation, I'm an artist, right? Okay. I have my product, which is in this case is the music.
Yeah.
And now I'm getting ready to roll out. But everything I do from the word go is part of quote unquote building a brand.
Yes.
So from your perspective, as someone who has been behind, we can't mention companies, but as someone who has been behind some of the major companies that should I say consumer products and things like that.
Yeah.
What would your first advice be to the artist?
Okay, first I'd like to put a disclaimer.
Yeah.
I know you guys said experts, what. I do not consider myself an expert. I think it's something that I have been in, but I think expert might be a very heavy word to use.
But experience makes you an expert.
Okay.
Yeah.
At least you have the EXP on check.
Yeah. So EXP, I'm coming at it from that angle.
Yeah.
I think branding as an artist is a very broad thing because there are very many things to consider. Right?
Yes.
There's branding your music, there's branding you as a person, there's visual branding, like there's so many different facets to it. So all those need to be put into consideration.
Yeah.
One of the things you guys have mentioned on one of the previous episodes is if an artist has a name, so for example, if it's The Count, on every single platform, can you find The Count? Can you identify him as The Count?
Yeah.
That in itself is already
Branding.
part of your branding strategy. Like make sure that you are recognizable everywhere, right? And also fine, now we found you on every platform. What's the vibe you're giving off? Who are you? Can I look at it and say, that's Mark? If you think about, there's some artists you can think about. If I say Wiz Khalifa, all of you have something in mind.
Weed.
Okay. Yes. But all of you have something in mind. You get like, simply put, a brand for me.
I was going to say Amber Rose, but it's okay.
Well, yeah, we all have something in mind as well for that. But I would say, don't act like you don't. Don't act like you don't. Don't act like you don't. Because she's been very, she's outright about.
Alrighty. It is.
I mean, I would say for me, in a nutshell, a brand is what is the marketable image that you're putting out as an artist? What are you marketing? So if we talk about the visuals, there are things like that. How you name yourself. Are you available on all your platforms? Can we see that it is you? Do you have a visual identity? There's some people who go with, maybe I'm a dark themed type of artist. Like, and on all my platforms, on all my projects, you see it. Maybe in the way I dress, you see it. Like I've come out and I've created that as something that you identify me with. But I think for an artist, one of the things you need to think about if you're thinking about branding is, who are you, right? What do you want?
What are you?
Yeah,
I thought
okay.
that was next.
Yes, who are you? How do you want people to identify? If you think of someone like Sheba, we all, she's a party girl. She's like, she has given you that
Queen
and
Sheba.
see it. So I think that's a starting point. Identify what is your unique selling point.
But do you feel like, I know most artists now are trying to be a bit unique, but I feel like several are missing the mark with how they're spelling their names. Because you honestly, where there's an R and an X and a C and an X and what, because I understand what they're trying to do, trying to be, create like a unique spelling.
I think I know what
but it impacts when somebody, if they play it on radio and be like, oh, so this is this song by Conrad, you run to Tidal or something and put Conrad and boom, nothing. And then you're like, so how do I find this guy? But then you find it's something unique they're trying to do. I feel like I get what they're trying to do, but they're missing the mark. Because it's hard to find you on social media.
I think it can still work. Like, I don't know how to say this, and I feel like I'm going to embarrass myself. 6.
Oh.
That one. Because I don't even know how to say it, but you know who he is. I think beyond
my
just
name is
the
Black,
name,
but sometimes people call me Six Slack.
Okay. Yeah. So for something like that, there has to be more that accompanies the name.
Yeah,
right?
you
you
sell
are
that
selling
thing.
it.
Yeah.
So if you say I'm just gonna be like, X something, and on the side you're not actually embodying
pushing
that
it,
and pushing it, then people are not gonna know what it is.
Actually, on that, remember I said, many times people look at it like, these guys are making it difficult. But again, I've said this on the pod before. Sometimes there might be an actual perspective that's different, where the person doesn't want to use another name that is, let's say, random, or they don't want to change their name for the artist name.
Yeah.
So they want to use their real name. But if they use their real name, then if you say Conrad, like we said, there are 10 other Conrads.
Yeah.
I gave the example of Larry, who we actually have as an artist in UG. If I search Larry, there are 10,000 other Larrys.
Yeah.
If I search Larry Supernova, which is his song, there's 3 other Larrys with a Supernova song.
Right.
Yeah.
So which one is the one I want? So then, from that perspective, I don't know if that's their angle. I'm just trying to understand. From that perspective, then maybe I understand that Kuxunervide
Whatever that is that
Conrad.
you said. Yes.
From that perspective, I understand that Conrad might not want to have us search Conrad and not find that song.
Yeah.
But then, like you said, and I agree with that perspective, is then they have to push that name that they've sold to us. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like it starts with something like Felix said last time for Isabel UG. it's can we have your handles being that? That's step one for
Across,
us.
across all the platforms,
Understanding that,
yeah.
like before we even talk about like let's say the streaming platforms and all those things, even just social media, which is where we get to discover you.
Yeah.
Can we have that being your name so that we get familiar? And then can you be active enough for us to get used and do some cram work because it's hard? But I don't know. I don't know if that's part of the journey to achieving it.
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, like I said, you have to do a lot
Things
more
in
than
and
just
around.
that other stuff. And people need to be able to identify you. I think another thing that a lot of artists miss out on, and again, with branding, you can decide how you want to do it. You can decide that your music is the brand, your music speaks for you. A good example of that is Sia. Sia as a person rarely ever appears
Literally.
interviews or so for her she's created a persona. The persona is what is front facing and her music is the brand, right? But especially for artists, young artists here who are trying to get into collaborations with companies, you need to show a certain amount of personality, right? Because the reason why a company will come and look for you to collaborate with you is because you appeal to a certain audience. It's not your music. It is you
The person.
as the person, you, the personality. You're the person who, people are following. So that's why they're going to come to you. So it's important that I think if you've decided that music is a business for you and as an artist, you want this to be your full-time job, you need to be able to let your personality show. I like what Leslie said on one of the past episodes. He said, someone like the homie, I'll be very honest. Besides the rap battle, I've not really listened to any of his other work. But I think he's such a fun guy, and I've never even met him.
Yes.
You know,
Thank
but
you.
I would love to meet him. I would like to be like, "What's up,
Homie.
Yes. No, you know what I mean. But you know what I mean because in every interaction that he has with people, with the audience, when he's performing, when he's just
He's fun.
around, like he's fun, and that's part of his brand. So if I am a company that identifies and in part of my brand attributes, fun is a big thing. It's so easy for me to be like, that's the guy I want to work with because he's the embodiment of fun.
Homie, hit up Skyline Media. We get you to Damzi.
So you've talked about artists, want to work with artists and going for the personality and all that.
Yeah.
So beneath this conversation, there's always the question of numbers.
Okay.
Numbers. So how does one balance that? In the sense that if I approach a company, if they had to go for what my personality is offering, I'm okay there. But then also I may not have the numbers.
Okay. For me, I think about it that way, and now I'm speaking as a sort of marketer or brand person. For me, it's not necessarily always about numbers, right? Because as a brand, as a company, the service you're selling or the product you're selling, we create what we call customer personas.
Yeah.
So I know who my ideal end user is.
Yeah.
So you might not have the numbers. You might not have 10,000 followers, but your 2,000 followers are exactly what I am targeting.
We are looking for.
Right? But you need to be the embodiment of that. Right? So there is a balance that you have to find because also you as an artist, you need the numbers. You need that's how money is going to come in. So you need to be able to build those numbers. You need to be able to appeal to the people that resonate with your personality. So that's why I'm saying the only way for you to actually build those numbers is to bring personality into your brand, right?
I get you.
If you look at someone like Winnie Nwaji, she works out a lot. And it's so clear on all her channels. You see that's, so it's easy for, let's say, if I am a company dealing in apparel for working out, that's someone I would easily go to because she's embodying that. And maybe there are people who are going to follow her, not necessarily because of her music, but she's always motivating people, guys, work out, do the damn thing, that kind of thing. So it's important that we add personality to what you're doing. Like, you don't have to share your entire life story. Today I cooked fish. No one cares about the fish you cooked unless cooking is your thing that you want people to know you for.
Our host has an aquarium, so when they said cooking fish, I was like,
As a Pisces, I was like, anyway.
I was like, it's time to deep fry and cut a lemon and squeeze on the fish.
Yeah, no, but it's important to add personality. And the thing about brand that I think people need to understand is your brand can evolve. It's not a static thing.
Yeah.
A good example I can give is Navio. Navio started out a young man, a rapper. So there was a time, I think, in his life where it was, let's get laid to Ingide system, what. But over time, we've watched him grow. He got married. He's become a father. So the people that he appeals to and he has kept appealing to over time, that audience has grown, but has also changed.
Yeah.
And he's very, I think, intentional about showing you that side of him. That's why a Prudential is, choosing him as a brand ambassador for insurance. You think, okay, hardcore rapper. Okay, I don't know if hardcore is a thing, but like, hey, rapper, but insurance.
Not like
but
Ian.
it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
And even when you look at it, it doesn't have to be at that scale. I mean, Mark moved from playing spoons in an Airtel ad to his own. You could be on House of Panda Billboard soon. So the brand evolves, like they're saying, as you grow, it cuts across.
Yeah.
Just banging
Let's
glasses.
talk about the spoons.
You've not seen that ad.
I was on a date.
He was on a date and
It was Airtel.
was it Airtel? What was it?
Airtel.
Airtel.
Mark has a secret,
Hey,
like,
come see.
Yeah. So now she's no longer Damsi. She's called CJ. Just because she's going to give us some information.
you almost injured me. Anyway, I'm still going to shade you.
Imagine that Joseph.
Guys, listen, if you want access to all the secrets that Damsi has, send some money to 624404. That's 624404.
I promise, if you guys send money, I'm coming back here and I'm spilling the beans.
Yeah, but sometimes, of course, it's unfortunate that we sit on these platforms and talk about branding and evolving. Why are you still in this uniform? For you, can't you wear something else?
Good question.
Which evolving are you doing?
Good question.
Podcast?
Good question. First off, I started rocking this t-shirt on season 2. You've been with that cape since season 1. So I don't know when you say evolving and attacking me. I don't know. I don't know what you are getting at.
There is
but
consistency.
there is no consistency.
But I can give an answer for you, Felix. You're representing your brand.
Yeah,
You are consistently
But I wanted to break it down. I wanted to break it down for his level of understanding.
But
Because
for
you
you,
didn't get that toe joke, you may not get that.
Yes, he doesn't know representing a brand or anything.
but the episodes where you wore regular clothes. But for you, whenever we have a guest, you put out your uniform.
Hey, because she's a marketeer, we are an agency.
But what?
He's shooting his shot.
How come the rest of us don't have
it.
it?
I've been working with you for 2 years. Don't I hate a gig name?
The only thing he brought was his car show. Well, and it went.
Wow.
The question drove off.
The only thing left from his car show is that category.
And you know the problem is the intro of the car show, the thing it drives off. So it's like everything.
Like his rap career.
Wow. This group might need therapy, but okay.
You see, so now
But I want to sign with Skyline.
for the rest of the episode, just behave.
I want to evolve my brand as a rapper.
As a rapper.
First, give me that email that we're supposed to send emails to.
Eish, man. On a serious note, though, if you want to work with us, contact at skylinemediaug.com.
Yeah.
Somewhere there,
If you want to shoot content, if you have a marketing concept to execute, we are down
also-
to
If you have events.
if you have events.
Yeah.
And if you're
So, in
if you're
brief-
female and you want to shoot your shot at Mark, still send the email.
Yeah.
CC me.
We shoot
Guys,
everything.
CC me. CC me, I promise you. I will give you eyes. Just CC me. I got you.
The innocent Mayanja,
Shut
thanks you
up.
all for consistently.
By the way,
The
this
brand
brand that
Innocent
you've created,
Mayanja.
the Innocent
Brand.
Mayanja, I mean,
Yeah, of course.
I don't know that you're doing a
Yeah,
good
because
job.
you can count on me. Just go. I'm sorry.
You've spoken of events, and
Yeah.
some of us have managed to attend some of the events you've quote unquote
same.
worked on.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to get at is, first of all, from a branding perspective, imagine you're going to a hip hop event. As a marketer, you want to see if this is an event that is something you can invest in, something you can buy. What are some of those things you look out for?
I've been to a couple.
Yes.
Don't have wonderful reviews, but
Tell them, let them know, because they might think we are biased.
I won't name names, but I think for events, preparation is very important. Like sometimes you go to an event and you can tell people weren't ready. Like
Making
you
up
didn't
as we
put in
go.
the time, you didn't prep it. It's like, hey, okay, maybe, I don't want to arrive and y'all are still setting up.
I start seeing your secrets.
Yes, I don't want to arrive and like it doesn't feel like anything is happening, right? So preparation is very important. I think people take for granted that aspect of, okay, make a list. You have sound. You have, what is the stage going to look like?
Yeah.
If you want to have a backdrop, don't put up the backdrop
When we are
midpoint of the even, bruh. You get, because if you're going
you can
to
see that I was there with her.
if you're going to waste time at the beginning of the event, let's at least go and take pictures. But your backdrop isn't even up, right? So it's always like there are standard checklists for events, right? Sound, lights, MC, time, and backup power if power goes.
And
so,
a shamba boy like to lift the speakers.
It is at this point that I want to shout out our team, LNF Media, and Hassan from the family. Hassan. No, I mean, when Damzi checked in, Damzi, they had already set up.
Like,
I'm so happy that she has said that when I'm like, ooh, snap.
The only thing they did is adjust the microphone, the sound
I
levels.
was already on my Shamba boy duties. I was carrying mics and stuff.
But it's super important that you have all your ducks in a row before you ask people to come to an event. Because if you intend to have an event run several times, a good example is Blankets and Wines. Those guys do an impeccable job of prepping and making sure their events are ready for when people come. And there's always, even if they start late, maybe by a few minutes, you do have other things to do.
Yeah.
There's an MC, there's someone who is entertaining people, speaking to people, something. So you need to put into consideration all of that things and just like be organized. Come on.
I like that she has mentioned those things in and around, because we've said it before, where we've been at events where like there's a difference between the event where we're seated there waiting and nothing is happening and we're entertaining ourselves. And but why did we come through to entertain ourselves here? We should have stayed where we were and entertained ourselves there.
Yes.
But then there are others where we've been there and then in that, we're being engaged. Something is happening, whether it's the MC, whether it's a host, whatever it is, whether they're doing something, whether it's like a game, whether there's some questions up there, whether there's a DJ who's in tune with what is happening at the event. So there's just those extra things that are just, that extra
make your
sauce.
event an experience. Make it something that the next time I see a poster, I'm like, I'm definitely going back.
And
because
I'm
the
telling
last time,
those guys.
yes, and this time I'm going to drag my friends because it was such a blast the last time. So I think that's very important. And the thing about events, the reality is anything that can go wrong quite often will go wrong. So you need to, that's why preparation is key, because you're like, okay, if power goes, what do we have as an option?
Yeah.
If the MC that I initially wanted doesn't show up, who is plan B? Like, you always have to have plan B and C for everything, just to make sure that, because as an event organizer, if you see your event moving on smoothly, like it's such a good, feeling. Like you sit back and sip your drink saying, I did that.
I'm laughing because
he has suffered
because I've suffered, and this one time we are doing a press conference for an event. And halfway through, I was moderating the press conference, and halfway through it, one of my partners came and whispered, "Hey, by the way, the management has given away the venue." So I continue with the press. They ask questions where the event is going to be. I tell them everything is moving smoothly. So as we're walking out, one of the sponsors asks me, "Is everything okay?" I'm like, yes. It's like, you know what, man, this is the second time I'm asking you and you're saying everything is okay. So everything might be either messed up and you're good and it's terrible, you can't tell me, or
face,
you're good at your job. But I told him, no, we are okay. Meanwhile, we are firefighting at the back end.
Yeah.
So yeah, like what you said is correct. Anything can go wrong. From
And
losing a venue.
sometimes you're at an
Imagine
event
the
and
venue
you
going
know,
in the
like
press
you
conference.
see that everything is good. Like you as the person who is attending, you know everything that's going wrong. I mean, the last event I went to with Mark, honestly, I had the urge to stand up and say, okay, what do you guys want me to do? You
didn't have the you did it. Also, while the guys didn't know who's doing sound check, and maybe one person came at Sanko and were like, so the Damsy's like, so Damsy, does anyone just walk up and sing? Can I go next? 'Cause at this rate, it seems we are supposed to provide the entertainment here.
Yeah.
She was like, can I go next? I'm like, hey.
Yeah, but also make sure your brand shows when you have an event. That's a really important thing. Like if it's your event, show off core. Do you understand? That's the point. Let's see that this is Skyline Media. Because as
Let's see
as
Felix's
a
shirt.
business entity, you would like to have people come to you and say, okay, you guys did a great job last time.
Do
You
what Mark
are
said.
an expert in this. I want you to do my event or something like that. So yeah, it's simple things like that. Like plug in your brand in a way that is not annoying, but hey,
A
shoot your
subtle-
shot for yourself.
That thing of losing the venue. How does that happen? Because don't you have a contract
Budget
or
cuts.
something?
Budget cuts.
Yeah?
Budget cuts.
On whose side?
My guy, your venue is not go for a year budget. You're not going to go for a year
Yeah.
money.
No,
Yeah.
So budget
because
cuts.
because what I want to understand, because if it's something that has happened, how did you overcome it? So how do you prevent it? How, people watching, how do you forget even plan B?
Yeah.
But if you've locked in on a venue and you've agreed with them, what do you have to put? What checkpoints do you have to put in place to make sure you don't lose the venue?
No, first of all, you have to have a team that is solid. A team that is not going to crack in a crisis. And then also a team that is creative. Because for me, when they said that I've given away the venue after the press conference, we drove straight to the venue. We decided to walk around the venue as we are thinking, what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And as we are walking, we saw the swimming pool and we were like, perfect. We put a stage in front of the swimming pool. The venue hasn't changed. Maybe the hall has changed.
Yeah.
But let's do it.
Now we
here.
got a pool.
Yeah.
And we talked to management and it was even cheaper. We were like, hey, God's plan. Let's execute this thing.
So prior, didn't you have a contract? Or didn't you sign some paperwork?
No, normally how it works, because this was, I think, the third time working with these guys. You come in and you're like, hey, I want this venue. I want on this date. They're like, yeah, perfect. It's available. But regardless whether you've signed a contract or not, the only way it's confirmed is by paying what?
Paying,
A
yeah.
deposit.
At least,
by paying
booking
a
or
deposit.
something.
So if, let's say, I walk out and then 5 minutes you walk in, 5 minutes
you
later
pay.
you walk in and you pay a deposit. Because the other people are businessmen, they're going to take your money and then they'll call me and they're like, hey, the date you wanted is no longer available. Yeah, so I would take it back to sourcing investment for an event or something like that.
Yeah.
So that by the time you announce the event, you have make sure your ducks are in a row and you just execute boom depots and then
I think
But
maybe
it also feels like some of these venues, you honestly don't know the cost until you get there.
normally it's like that because of let me say because for us it was the third year working with these guys. We knew
You had a figure in mind.
we had a figure in mind,
Yeah.
but then also it's the third year. The economy has changed. The dollar rate is not the same.
when you pitched your proposal, you used the old budget, the old price.
Probably management has changed. And
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Yeah.
management has changed at the venue. You have to vibe the new management afresh.
If you're a single mother.
If you're single,
That's what you said last week.
I'll be there buying toys for your kid for the next meeting. I sure
Oh, wow.
No, but also something, because I feel like people that own venues, whoever watches this, I think it's only fair to, because sometimes you go to like a website and you can't even find a contact. So by the time you drive there or walk there and you talk to someone like, okay, 2 million, and you leave and Felix walks in with his 500K as like you're done for. But if it's like a phone call or an email and you know the rate, when you come in to discuss, you probably have the money.
Yeah, but you know how things. You know how people are in DM
But if it's
for
that
price.
informal, that means
Also, but it's not
anyone
necessarily.
can steal your
Sometimes it's not
spot.
That's a bit
informal.
black and
Sometimes
white,
there
I
might be other things you're bringing to the table that allow them to subsidize the price. Maybe there are changes that can be made based on what you're going to bring. Maybe your event has people buying drinks at the whatever, or maybe
Supporting
your
the
event
hotel,
has you bring your own
supporting the
drinks.
venue.
Those are two different situations, hence two different prices.
Yeah.
So that might change everything.
No, the number or email is not about the price.
No.
When you call prior, have a discussion, know the
Yeah.
expectations. Because I will not walk in and you're like, okay, so depending on what you want the package, you're going to pay us 2 million. I'm like, okay, cool, let me go to mobile money. And some guy walks in and it's like,
I
for me,
think
deposit is
For
here.
me, I think I would backtrack, right? If you have an event, think about the nature of your event first. That will determine the venue that you're going to select,
Yeah.
right? And preferably, go there in person. Regardless of whether they have a number on the website or whatever, go there in person because you need to go there and have a vision of what you want to achieve. Because you might be like, oh yeah, I know this venue because you know of it, but it might not necessarily give you what you want to achieve. One, is it accessible for the people that you're targeting? Is it like, there's so many things to put into consideration for that. But ideally, like, carry some money. Deposit. You guys, like, take a Kalus 1M and be like, I've given you.
But I think Felix, before Forbes' list was hard to deal with.
What do you mean?
Like you go there, you have no money, nothing. Like events, venues are changing. Now that you have Forbes money, the situation is different.
I think on the issue of events, I think another thing that is very important to talk about is promotion.
Yes, amen.
There's so many really nice little events here and there that happen. I say little because they don't get as much airplay as they should have. They don't get the noise that they could potentially have. Like the event Mark and I went to that I was referencing, I didn't know about it. He's the one who told me about it, right? But it was actually a nice event. Like
Eventually.
after when they started very many hours later, it actually turned out to be a very, very nice event. So promotion is really important. I think sometimes as the organizers, yes, you've shared it on your WhatsApp groups that your friends are on. It's going to be the same people always. And in this industry, I think association and collaboration is very important. Like, find people outside of your circles. Call up Felix and say, hi, Felix, I have an event happening, because he has a very different circle from yours. Call up Mark, call up someone else, but stop trying to only, promote within your little circles and put some effort in it. Like, create beautiful posters, share that stuff around, like go onto your social media. Some people find social media daunting, but it's pretty easy. Like, it's pretty easy if you sit down and say, okay, what's the basics? What do I really need to know? And it's a very good place to target people.
Yeah, and you don't have to suffer with these things. Send us an email. LNF will do for you a
There's
poster.
that
But you don't.
There's that
take it
too.
around.
There are
And
posters you see
and
and
make the deposit.
yeah, the
Hey,
posters
sorry.
you see and this looks like word art and you're like, like, what is this?
No, actually, remember we said this in episode 4, how looking back at the conversation with Sal DJ, it was quite interesting for her to come out and say, I mean, you've not planned. You've not talked to Sal and say this and tick this box and make sure. No, she's come through and given her perspective, and her perspective includes things that we have already said. And it's like that thing of, okay, so, we're actually on to something. And again, Dumsy has just mentioned the WhatsApp group. I feel like I give that reference all the time. It's like, guys, see, if you're going to make music only for your WhatsApp group, then please don't even put it out there. Send the audio in the WhatsApp group. You understand? But if you're putting it out there for the rest of us, then there's other things you need to do. You understand? Like, you're there, you're talented, you're like, I will release to whom it may concern. No, which is also an EP by Trey Songz. But to whom, like, aside from all that, it's like they still have to do things that allow us to be like, oh my God, yes. This is why, I mean, sometimes people think, let me say something like songs that are in languages we don't understand. Like we have people like, let me say Ayale Vis, who's singing half in French.
Damn it. Guys, I want to meet that man. But continue.
Chocolat,
you
mama.
continue. Leave me alone.
Chocolat. Anyway, but like, where someone has consistently given you a certain, like, when it comes to the music, there's something you're consistently getting and you know that it's about this. And even if it's not ours, even if we're not part of the I was going to say the French community, but let me say the Lingala community. It's okay. We still are brought in by the extra things that you feel in and around the music, even when you're not understanding. And since Damzi has showed that excitement, let me first say, there's a song of it's an easy sale, not a bad one.
Okay.
There's a song of Yalevis, it's Pardon Moi. And, the song, it's this almost sensual feel. And
yeah,
like,
it's such a sexy song until you watch the video.
Then she's like, wait, what is this man saying? And I'm like, yeah, no, the song is about the man has died and he's there talking to the woman saying, oh my God, take care of our kid, what?
So
and like the subject matter is so heavy.
Yeah.
And yet the song that is like, we are rubber dub. It's like, and you see, and that's the thing, like, regardless of what we're understanding or not understanding, I mean, Felix is Amapiano. No matter how much he doesn't understand it, he understands the Kobo Sinje dancing with the DJ.
Yeah.
My guy, you're far, but I would have boxed with you.
Yeah, but you see, talking about events and all the marketing and promo that has to go into them.
Yeah.
I always feel like when these artists are preparing for these events, you might have the promo on point, you might have the branding on point, but then you always get to the actual event, the performance, and every set seems to be the same because for a certain group of artists that do a certain event, maybe every month, if you go to 3 shows,
you've seen all of them.
You've seen all of them. Like there is, from that moment, there's so little they can change, which I feel like it's an area they tend to take for granted because even if you're a rapper, don't come and stand in front of a mic and drop your bars and go home.
Okay.
If you do it again next Sunday and again next Sunday, why am I coming to the
I know what you're going to do. Remember we talked about performance arts, and remember, like, unless you were saying, performance is there's more that has to go into it, and some people may think that with rap, if I go to that rap, whatever, I won't enjoy because the guy is just going to be standing there or whatever. But if I go to that one, that chick might have dancers or whatever. Let me take it to the international. Let's say R&B. If someone sees like a Chris Brown, we know we're going to get dancing, flipping, doing what, full system, whatever. Now, someone might then say, if I have Chris Brown and let's say Trey Songz on the same day, Chris has that, you're going to think that the default entertainment value is there, and so let me go for that one. But then maybe a Trey has other things that he needs to incorporate to make sure that you're going to enjoy and be entertained. Yeah. And he has to also keep it moving in the sense that if you come for the next one, he has to have another approach. It can even be the same. I mean, look at Lillian. Lillian Mbabazi has given us almost the same catalog.
Yeah.
And done the most with it forever. Like, for a while, she has hit us and hit us. I've been to a Lillian event with you, Ian. I've been to I'm watching Lillian with Dabzi all the time. I've been to Lillian 2 weeks ago at the Smack League, and whichever setting it is, you're going to get that constant energy vibe. At the Smack League the other day, she pulled out Jackie after all this time, and you're like, oh my God, like, here we go. Keeping it fresh by Adi Akamazi. Yeah. We have Abasa on the drums, and then of course Mark is there in the audience. Abasa sing. And Abasa sings, and then we get that as well. There's just so much that you have to do in and around it to keep it interesting, keep it moving. Because I know the next performance, she won't have Kamazi and Jackie. And
I think it comes down to creativity.
Yeah.
Right? Because, for example, Adele, I know what to expect with Adele's music.
Especially after some guy has left.
I'm probably going to cry. I'll have my box of tissues. But you see,
Leslie will be crying with you.
Yep.
Why not? But for every event, she'll maybe go grand or do this. Like, the music is not different, but the delivery of it and the presentation of it is what's going to be different. Because at the end of the day, you don't want someone all over the place. Today I'm doing Chidandali, today I'm doing this. But you stick to the essence of what your music is, but be creative with how you present it. Be creative with how you do it. I like that, when Lillian performs her jams, like, she'll harmonize it differently. You'll not see it coming. The song is the same, but she's added yes, that kind of thing. So it's being able to be creative with your music and not just, especially when it comes to performing. There's a whole performing and the art of performing is a whole other subject altogether. But yeah.
So do you feel like even if you're even the new and the up and coming artist, even on your management team, as much as they may think it irrelevant, but you need at least a few very creative people, especially those that have management.
You need to have creative people.
Yeah,
you must have. Well, all artists are competing for the same, almost the same audience.
Yeah.
Within the same space. Might not necessarily be the same people, but within the same space. So how are you going to make sure that I notice that it is you?
Yeah.
Right? So there has to be a certain level of creativity. There are artists that because also they've taken the time to craft that brand and build that brand. So if Ashiba says I have a concert, you're in for a party.
Yeah.
Because on her personal channels, within her team, every concert she goes to, every appearance she makes, she gives you that vibe of I'm going to give you guys a blast.
Yeah.
So creativity is very important, but that's why personal branding is also important. Like people will follow you because of the person that you are, because they feel like this person is someone I would vibe with, someone that would possibly be my friend.
You don't even know them. You're like,
I don't know them. Like for me, like when Adele did couple karaoke, guys,
that was one of the dopest.
I was just like, yeah.
And then when she went to the Nicki Minaj,
yes, like I was like, this is my person. Like this is it. So people need to like resonate with you on such a personal level, because then it makes it easier for you to pull in your crowds. And I might not even know your music, but because I know the persona,
like
I'm just
you.
like, I want to attend a concert. I want to attend an event.
That reminds me of something Ian said. There are some few times in our multiple seasons that there's easy.
Okay.
But Ian did say, sometimes artists have to remember that don't engage us only because your new song came yesterday.
Yeah.
No, keep us engaged. Keep us feeling like, hey, we know that's our person. In fact, today he's not around. He's at gym. You understand? Like, we need to know that. We know our guy. We know he's busy. You understand? And then by that time, you say, come through. Listen.
No, but I'll say something. And there are people, I'm not naming names. I'm not calling out anyone. But there are artists who are not as as their brand. You get
facts.
Right.
Like you love the person because they give off this very large persona. They look like such a. But if it comes down to if I said Quata Mike, Quata Mike we're stripping away everything else, sing.
It's a struggle.
But when they perform or when they show up, the presence is right.
Extra.
So that's I wanted to highlight that because that's the power of a brand. You might not be the ish in terms of your talent. You might be okay, right? I'm not saying, you might be kawa. But like your brand your brand has elevated you to a whole other level.
But what do you think is what's easier, to enhance your persona or to craft one? Because some you may be
introvert,
but you really want to get into that space, and you must not like you must be a certain way, but if you have to appeal to whatever audience you're trying to chase, if you're this guy that you're off social media for 6 months, or you never take any nice photos, can you push that persona, or is it easier to craft one that plays into what you're trying to be, or to try and sell us? I
think it's you have to be authentic, because that's the easiest way for you to come
be
you. It's just so much easier if you're actually just being yourself. I think if you're an introvert, there must be one or two things about you that's a thing. Maybe you're an introvert because you're a gamer. Right? You spend a lot of time indoors, you're gaming, but you have so much knowledge and expertise on it. And it's so like, you're an introvert, you don't talk much, but if I say, this video game here, blah, 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 you literally I've opened a can of worms with you, because that's
your thing.
That's your thing. That's where you're comfortable. So people need to be able to, I think, identify the things that they're interested in, the things that are really interesting, like them.
Like the one man introvert until someone brings up UG pop.
But also one thing I'll say as an artist, and in this day and age, you can't put aside the power of social media.
Right.
Like that's the reality, whether you like it or not. It's one of the easiest and most low-cost ways
the most
building
affordable
your brand and of marketing yourself as an artist.
But social media marketing is not as straightforward as we think.
No, it's not. And I remember you, when I mentioned this, and I like that she said it again. And when I mentioned this in episode 2, you did say, it's not that easy. It's not that easy, but it's the easiest to achieve starting from nothing. If we have to start with, let's say, billboard, if we have to look at billboards and stuff, if we have to look at TV ads, if we have to look at social media, it's not just the cheapest. On top of being the cheapest, it's the easiest to learn.
Yes.
And it's the easiest to attain.
Yeah.
It's a goal you can easily achieve. Sometimes we set goals and they're difficult and we have to do so much and we fall off along the way. Surely you can set a social media goal and achieve it. Also, there are tools in place that help with this. Yeah. There are so many tools whereby if you, as Ian, cannot be able to do this and push his stuff that way, there are tools that allow you to schedule these posts, to do what, to have them set for you, because you won't remember to do them on your own. That's what I'm saying. Much as you may not know this in advance, it's the easiest goal to achieve,
right?
And sort, but also the cheapest, which is very important.
In addition to that, I feel like now more than ever, it's very important for anyone, especially these artists, to take advantage of all these free social media courses, because the internet is full of so much nonsense.
Oh, the IT guy is talking. Listen.
If you don't learn how to sieve through it, it can be impossible to break through. Because I look at whenever we drop a new episode, we are sort of a fully fledged powerhouse. We can do the pushing ourselves, but that's because we will push.
We plan
and we will push.
Yeah.
But it comes from a point of, he has done events and marketing. He knows about this. Mark naturally has his people, and Mark is always tweeting about anything.
And he just talks so much.
Yeah.
Who said you?
Yeah.
And then me, I know I am not as social media-ish, but I know the importance of doing some things at a certain way, because I notice sometimes when we post, Felix will post, we'll push his stuff. Tomorrow Mark will post, we'll push his stuff. On the weekend I'll push my stuff. But that's not obvious.
Yeah.
So,
and again, even that part is not even necessarily planned. It's just natural understanding.
Exactly.
Why not?
Yeah.
If we don't start, who will?
Exactly. But for these artists, you see someone will be like, "Oh, guys, I dropped this new song. Please check it out." That's the only tweet you see about it.
Listen, can I give I know we have done a lot of not naming, and I want to say how I was confused.
Yeah.
Abasa released one hell of an album in December.
Yeah.
When that album came out, Monday morning, I knew it's out. I'm like, boom, let's go. I'm listening to Abasa all the way to office and whatever. I know that by the time I get there, I'm starting to tweet and everything. And then I look and nowhere. And I'm like, wait, what? Then I discover Semvula, so I'm confused again. I play Semvula. I stress everyone with the jam. The whole office knows it. Damzi has to hear it. Everyone else, I'm just stressing the world with the song. And then I discover the next, and then I discover the next. And I come back at the end of the week, I'm like, wait, not yet? And then the next Monday, he comes through. So, okay, again, I make an excuse in my head because I don't know. It's not like it's just me assuming. Maybe there had been so much work that went into this, and he needed take that week and first say, I've finally succeeded.
I like how you...
I have hope.
Well done.
It was so good that I'm like, man, I understand, man. I would have been tired putting all these instruments.
All this fire together.
This fire, man. I need like a break. Stop. I already can't handle these lights. So the real fire. Sometimes I'm like, okay, that's me guessing and hoping and wanting. But that's even with fire. So with the fire, I'm happy to make any excuse for you. Yeah. When yours is me, she's for free. What was Ian's mixtape called? Anyway, when yours is me, I'm like, but already I didn't get the music I wanted. Then you went and disappeared. Then you understand.
Yeah.
Oh, I did say just a random other example. I did say last week, I hadn't yet found myself in the Morris Carrier project.
Yeah.
But from the moment we are along for the ride. From the moment he released it, to the Spotify playlist he released, to the to the ads and pushing for the
collaborations, the people that he has brought together.
Photos with Kenneth Mugabe. Excuse me, Kenneth Mugabe twinging. You understand? Everything is on to the event now this past weekend, and everything is there. Social media, I checked last night and everything. Come on, see here. See there. Morris here, there. Kenneth there. You're like, you're in the situation. So much that gives me, I'm like, but maybe let me first go back and check. Maybe I missed something.
Yeah.
You understand? But with a lot of people, you drop and then we'll forget because you didn't see.
Actually, on that Maurice Kyria album, to be honest, because of there's so much activity and the whole event, and I'm seeing Ninja C, she's hosting the event. I'm like, let me go back and
That's it. You go back.
Yeah.
so I went back. I'm like, I know, because from the first few listens last week, it took a while to soak. But now listening
feel better.
again, I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm like,
There's like another one.
it's coming to me. It's coming to me. And I mean, that's the power of social media, because ideally, if you listen and doesn't hit, you write it off. If there are no tweets, nothing to remind you to check it out again.
Yeah. But I guess maybe one thing I'll say, and I think someone might be thinking it out there like, oh, you guys, social media. What about the people who are not on social media? Yes, that's a valid point. But you see, the noise on social media doesn't stay on social media, right?
Yeah.
So if I see it a lot and it's like, guys, Mark, so many times something is happening. I don't know about it because I'm a busy woman, looking for some kamane.
Unlike Mark, who's always playing music.
So then Mark will come and be like, yo, there's this, you need to listen to
Go
it,
ahead.
right? So exactly. So that's the power of it. You don't look at social media as an entity that exists here and then the offline world is here, right? There's a link between the two. So the more noise you make, the higher the chances that it will go offline. And I like what you said. There's so many free resources. Please take the time to do research, right? There are graphics platforms out there where you can easily create an ad, easily create a video for free, guys, for free at no cost whatsoever. So thinking about social media should not be a daunting thing. You don't have to post every day, but if you, whenever you do, like,
let it have
yes,
purpose.
And really, if you must go offline, email Skyline Media. We'll send SMSs if you don't want to.
There's that too, yeah. There's really
Twitter.
that too.
So a lot has been shared.
Yeah.
So I want to ease the mood a bit for our listeners. So Damsi, we're going to play a game.
Okay.
Hey.
Right?
I like games.
Let's play a game.
You
That
and
sounds
I.
like something from So. You and I, Ian, but
Also, you also have a role to play. So this game, I thought about it. I read it past our producer Hassa from the family Hassa. He approved, so that's why we are doing it.
Okay.
So
okay.
I'm going to read for you lyrics
Yeah.
from Ugandan songs.
Yeah. Damn it.
And these are popular songs.
Okay.
If you guess the song and the artist,
short. Hey,
I put a 10K on the podcast
Okay.
MoMoPay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
However, if you fail or if you feel like you can't, you are allowed to pick any of these guys to help you.
No, I will to answer.
Yes,
okay.
to answer.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing: if the person you've chosen fails, they put a 10K on the podcast.
Okay.
If the person you've chosen gets it right,
Yeah.
they put a 5K because now
I
the
thought
money
she
has
put-
gone down.
So our
I
value
don't
is smaller than ours.
Because initially, if she gets it right, I put a 10K. If she doesn't, she reaches out to you guys. If you fail, you put a 10K.
I did 10. How come it's not reducing your
Can you just
Because you have to,
banter
because you have to match up. Because you have to match what I'm going to put down in case.
Okay. Okay.
So, song number 1. Baby, as long as you're near, I'm not afraid. Love is all I deserve. Show me paradise.
That's a Ugandan song.
That's a Ugandan song.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And these songs are popular. Like when I say popular, they are really popular.
Are they strictly hip hop?
No, they're not hip hop.
Baby,
sounds
as long
very
as you're
familiar.
there,
As long as you're near,
I'm
not afraid. Love is all I deserve. Show me. Hey guys, don't help her. Let's
Oh my
figure it out.
God.
Show me paradise. Yes. Love
Blue
is all
3?
I...
Blue 3?
No, you have to guess the person who sang the.
Is
the
it Blue
words.
3? You said that song.
You're on the ballpark. You're on the
No.
ballpark. You're on the ballpark. I said artist and
The artist
Song.
of the song is Blue
Yeah.
3, if it is. Not,
Yes,
not
Blue
that.
3 and Radio and Weasel. Shit, what's the name of the song?
think-
but I'm right?
yeah, you're right.
I'm just
So I'll let that one go. But it's Lilian in Babazi.
Where
you
Where
are.
you are. So
it's what?
where you are. Lilian
No,
Balazi.
where
It
you are
is.
was Blue 3, guys.
Yes,
Yeah, but I'm
she's the
saying
one
the
who's-
lyrics.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
but it's
I was ready to fight.
Listen, guys. What do you mean?
I was okay.
So, man, that was easy. But yeah.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't.
Okay. No, when I repeated it, it rhymes and then you get it. Like the Ian got it.
Make sure you're right.
Number
By the
two.
time you get it, it's easy. Go on.
Nazimba mukono
Uh-huh.
naye nsula bakuli. Otulo na tusangula mu budget.
Hi.
Nazimba mukono naye nsula bakuli. Otulo na tusangula mu budget.
I'm going to be mad about this one when I fail it. I have a...
Remember, you can reach out to any of these.
I can. Guys,
You have to choose one. Not say guys. You have to choose one of
definitely not Mark. Ian?
Yeah, they've chosen you. So the moment you fail, that's a 10K from you.
Repeat.
Nazimba mukono naye nsula bakuli. Otulo na tusangula mu
Natusangula
budget.
mu budget.
Can you use it in another sentence?
Wrong show.
Is this Red Bunton?
No.
Nazimba mukono.
No, when you pass on to Ian,
Oh, I
you
can't
can't.
answer.
Yeah,
Okay,
you can't
fine.
answer.
Nazimba
All right.
mukono.
All right.
People that artists are saying mukono.
Yeah, I
Sounds like a
know.
Caesar Bafana sort of situation. Nazimba mukono. Mukono did.
I think I need to put a time.
How much
to
am I
this.
Yeah,
How much?
yeah.
10K if you fail.
10K if I fail.
Yeah.
Nahisi kubanja. I don't know.
So that's a 10K. That is Caesar Man in Adidas with Bobby Wine.
I think I'm going to add a 10K because I'm embarrassed. Yeah. I'm going to add
Number
a 10K.
three.
Yeah.
Do you want to put this nation at stake? You want to bake me or they make me crispy bread?
This is Good
Mark,
Life.
please.
This is
Mark.
Good Life. This is Good Life. Radio and Vito. Yeah?
Yeah. I thought this would be.
I know for sure
Oh.
it's them.
Not.
I just
Okay.
the title
I
is
should
it has
have. I
plagued
should have
me.
upped the ante.
Is it Heart Attack? No. But it's Radio and Weasel.
Yeah.
I need to put a time frame on the
Mark.
next episode.
Juicy. You are juicy.
Mark has to pay the 10K.
No, I have to pay. I have to pay 5K.
No, they chose him.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
he has
but
to
you
pay
got
the
it
5K.
right.
Oh.
You got it
So
right.
he's putting 5K
I
for
said you
Mark.
have to explain things to Ian.
I thought he
this
had. No, I
episode.
thought he had interfered.
Man, yeah, oh yeah.
This one is easy, guys. This one is easy. guys.
That's what you
Easy.
said about all the others.
This one is easy.
Okay.
Ennaku zino tubeera mu ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Mu ocean security tight. Mu ocean mulimu carpet. Eno carpet teitamu bullet.
Wow.
What's funny is I can hear it. I'm just laughing when you're spelling it out.
Yeah.
I have to read it like the way the guy was saying it.
No, but also it's like it takes away. I'm like, oh my god, they were legit just saying that. You know, in songs we ignore what they are saying. Until we pay
Yes.
attention.
Until you actually pay. Hi. And I keep saying that I listen to lyrics, but look at me now. Yes, you get like you sing it and you're like, I think I know what this is, but do I? Can you please repeat it?
Ennaku zino tubeera mu ocean. Mu ocean security tight. Mu ocean mulimu carpet. Eno carpet teitamu bullet.
Hi. Mark, do you want to give it a go?
This red mark is going to make me broke.
I don't think he's going to get this one.
Someone behind the scenes wants to answer.
Someone spiked my drink.
Mark has put 10K.
So basically,
Okay.
we all have to put 10K.
Ready Bantony, Magic Anthem. You make me go so high.
Yeah.
I could easily have guessed Young Mo.
Yeah. The last one. Bring the keys to Mika. I love you.
Yeah, that's the end.
Yeah.
Sure.
Lydia Jasmine. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know, but I don't remember the
Damn,
title.
what's it called?
Yes, Lydia Jasmine, for sure. I just don't know the title.
Also, this one will catch you some slack. It's you and me with Daddy Andre.
Yes, with Daddy
Yes.
Andrew.
Daddy
So I have
Andre.
put how much?
5K.
25.
No, 25. Mark.
I got one, so 5K. She got.
I
you
got
accepted to.
No,
Yeah.
when you get it right, you have to put 5. You have to.
You
to.
have to.
Oh, yeah. I made the rules, but
I
I
have to
forget.
explain to you your rules. You must yes.
So I have to put.
And that's saying something.
I have to put 25K, right?
Yeah.
This
And-
gentleman has put 10.
For all of you playing at home who got it right or wrong and want to put some money, please send to 624404. That's 624404.
Okay.
But I think for the next episode, we shall have a time frame to it.
Yeah.
Because now guys were cheating. Yeah, but this little game was to lead into your singing career,
Oh,
sort of
wow.
to speak.
I was about to say the next song is. I was going to say, what song is that?
And first of all, major collaborations with major guys.
Yeah.
Salute, and
Couple.
because
Except Major Lays.
because they always sound nice, they sound dope. So if I'm to approach you, right, and I come with inakuzinotovera mu ocean muli mu carpet.
Yeah.
First of all, do you say, guy, take back the lyrics and change them, or you go with the flow?
No, I think
Because for me, it might be the vision for my song.
No, I think I would go with the flow. Ideally, I think whenever someone approaches me and they say, oh, I want you on my project, it's your project, right? So, sell me your vision so that I can deliver it with you or deliver it for you.
Are there songs where you've said, no, I won't do this?
Not really. I think I always dare myself to try out.
Also, it's
Like, why not? And for me, and that's the thing. For me, I sing or music is my thing because I love it, right? And I'm always open to jamming. Like, let's have a good time.
Plot.
So, have you considered doing music on a more consumable commercial level?
I have, and I decided otherwise for now, because I don't it's self-awareness is very important.
Important.
You know?
Important.
My career in marketing and comms, I love it.
Yeah.
I love doing it.
Even me, that's why I left music. I love my IT.
Music left you, my guy. Music left you.
Yeah, so I love it and I love doing it. And in terms of a career, in terms of professionally, that's what I want to do. That's that's what makes me happy. But I still love to do music because it's fun, because it's something that it's just part of me.
But if you had to, let's picture the perfect EP.
Yeah.
If you had to do a 5-track EP,
Yeah.
and you had to choose artists to feature, you 5-track EP, you're doing 3 collabos.
Okay.
Who are those artists? On
Are
those
you
3?
limiting me locally?
Yes.
Definitely.
You'll tell us the wish list after.
3 collabos. So I pick 3 artists that I'm going to collaborate.
You can do 3, or you can, if you've imagined a song that would sound better with
With more
2 or
than
3,
one.
Yeah, you can. What's a dream EP for you?
That's a very, very good question.
Yeah.
I would love to have Lillian on.
Yep.
Definitely.
Listen, guys, can I tell the secret?
What's
It's not
the
a secret. Man, we're there one day. I think it was the first time was it the first time you met Lillian?
No.
Or
yes, in person. Yes.
full,
In person.
yeah.
Yes.
And we're there and man, lockdown, what? Let's go, let's chill. And Lillian's like, cool, let me come through with you guys. Because Lillian is just amazing, even as a person. She's like, you guys have fun, let me come through.
Hearing the people.
Chill.
Damsy. Lillian.
I went to a Lillian concert with Mark.
And they were like, I know you're supposed to sit this side.
Not sit this side. She
Oh.
then sang, came to Mark. I have a
Oh,
video.
wow.
She sang, came
Sang
to Mark,
Dagala to
sang
me.
for him.
Yeah, it's a different.
How do you know Lillian like this? I'm like, I was there as a fan. I'm like, ask her, I want to take photos with her. I never got that photo, by the way. I'm like, since you know her like this, we go, I need a photo with Lillian. I didn't get
Mark
it.
is not our guy. He's really not our guy.
So,
We are hoping one day having him on this podcast, it will pay off.
You're still hoping.
I'm still trying to get there.
Okay.
Felix has said, for now, you're a liability. But
No, we are the liability. You might be like, I'm out, guys. I'm out.
So Damsey and Lillian decided that vibe singing for us.
Yeah.
They were just there, just costing and what. And the rest of us were like, but Nange, we didn't even pay. You know what is that looking like? Did I miss the MoMoPay code? Was it 624404? No, but like, we were just there like, yo, like, what is going on? I was just so dope. So I understand this.
Yeah,
Lillian.
I really, really, really like Lillian. And I think she has such an amazing voice. The other person that I would probably have on my EP would be Mutono.
Okay.
I recently met him.
Yeah.
I recently met him.
At one of those events. You see that?
Yes. I recently met him at one of those events. And then when his new song came out, Pound or Shilling, like when I listened to the way he raps, and I feel like we can do a little
Do some magic.
Yes,
You
like,
man has defaced that song.
okay.
For him, Mutono says something else. For him, he has baby daddy no wahala. But the last episode, he explained it, and we cut him some
I
slack.
did explain it.
So currently, what's happening with him in his dating situation?
Okay.
You must have a baby daddy to qualify. Otherwise, if your situation is just you and your situation is straight, he's not interested.
So is Copsin just still a secret?
No.
Yeah, but from
First
how he
off-
was singing Coco Melon songs last episode, Komsinje must have a baby daddy.
As per the back end of this podcast, right?
Yeah.
We had to widen our audience. So part of that involves engaging with people in different
Okay.
targets
Walks
and
of
different-
life.
Just our WhatsApp group.
Situations
Not just
of
our-
life.
yes.
Uh-huh.
So I engaged with single mothers. We engaged over Coco
Yeah, but you
Melon.
can't-
I see over Coco Melon.
You see,
Yeah.
the problem with you, when we say it widen our audience, you took it literally.
I don't go there.
So,
Don't go there.
so the issue here is don't deface songs to fit your mischief.
No. You see, the thing is,
white mischief, black mischief.
Please.
Okay.
the songs. the
We are adults
You are
now.
supposed to make sure the songs relate to
Your situation.
your life and things like that.
Yeah.
So, baby daddy, no wahala. And,
Anyway, Mutono.
as far as the Kopsinje, yes, she's still a secret.
A secret or private?
A secret. He said
As
it's
per
a
the
secret.
definition they
It's a
gave me,
secret.
He
she's
said
a secret. She's a
So we're
secret.
still going
Why
with
do you think he
secret.
came in a car with tinted windows?
She dropped me off what?
She's still waiting.
No conflict
Lillian
is that
Mutono.
patient.
Yeah,
One more
so
song.
Lillian, Mutono, and that's a difficult one. So I'm finding it hard to pick because I love making harmonies.
Yeah.
Anyone who has had the misfortune of being around me for long enough will realize I never sing a song
Teacher me.
shut up.
Yes.
I never sing a song without, because I love it. I think it just sounds really amazing. So I'm tempted to say Joshua Baraka because I love his voice. I think he can go higher than me and it's embarrassing, but I love it. you know?
Manager Maloba,
Listen, girl.
let him do that thing.
And I would have Joshua Baraka and Cohen JC. I don't know if that would be too much,
Listen.
but
But
I think it would make for a very beautiful,
talk to?
a very beautiful R&B song. Yeah, a very beautiful R&B song that has that essence of R&B is like the harmonies and the,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Why am I like hearing the song? Like,
And I think because I've been following the podcast, I'm thinking a lot new school,
Right.
Yeah.
right? So that's not to say that there's no
Old
already
guys.
established artists that I wouldn't want to.
you done did that, you know.
A couple, but there's still others
There's
that I would
more.
love to. But I'm thinking in terms of sort of. I've been listening to you guys too much. I think that's the problem.
Too much.
But do you like
it's never
the
too much? Never
do you
too
like
much.
the I don't know, behind the scenes approach? Because on the songs when we're doing homework on the songs you're not credited, is that something you prefer?
There are those that
Especially like on
Or guys
Amen.
just choose.
Yeah, on the
Or
main,
guys
because-
just choose not to give the credit,
because it's
Guys can be like, "Nah, David, they metadata."
because it's such, especially on a main, it's such a powerful performance.
Yeah.
You inevitably want to know who's behind it.
actually,
Yeah,
if we look
so-
at the two Myth songs, or at least the ones that I know, there may be others. I mean,
Yeah.
when she threw out a Nathan and a Ryoga, we never know what's next. Lagum done been there a number of times. So I'd say for Amen versus, let's say, Nambi, which is more recent,
Yeah.
Nambi is more background vocal,
Yeah,
some
it's
kind of harmony,
a lot
small
more
harmony.
background vocal.
And
type
then
thing.
Amen is all out. Listen, I've been working all day. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like bring it full. So like, I don't know, how does that happen for you, or what do you? Well, it's just
okay. So first of all, shout out to the Myth. Shout out to the Myth because I've done
that man name dropped the tribe. So
for me, I'll always tell this story when I get a chance. 2000 and what year was it?
You told that story already on the last season.
So I listened to Destination Africa and I'm like, this is a dope album. I'm like, you know what? Let me just do an article on my blog on my favorite album of the moment. And it landed me a proper gig with a New York company. And I'm like,
nice.
Yeah, I began reviewing music.
Don't say too much. They might like come to you for royalties. So
it's just, for me, it's I think they could see the passion in the article. And the Myth has always been.
New York gigi. We are seeing nothing on a podcast fan from here.
There's no network here, but I will send after the point. But you first kubanja me the 10K this.
So I was saying shout out to the Myth. I've been sort of behind the scenes on quite a couple of some of the things he's done. And for a lot of people that I've worked with, they're friends.
Yeah.
So for me, it has always been like, I grew up with Ethan Music. I've known him since we were very little. So, when he said, I'm trying to put together a Christmas song with Rionga, I was like, of course, send me the beat, because for me, it's a blast. I think maybe I need to be more serious about it.
Charge, get paid.
I think I need to be more serious about it, but I love to do it. And I love to just add my voice where I can.
How would that conversation go? Like, I reach out to you and I'm like, hey, Damzi, I have this song.
You reach out to Skyline Media.
I want you to be a part of this.
Skyline Media is asking how it would go.
I'm asking on behalf of Mutono now. Because I know Mutono is a sharp guy. He's going to be on it. He's going to reach out.
Okay.
So how would that conversation go in terms of on your end? What do you look out for? Are there coins to be paid? Are there split sheets to be signed in terms of royalties and things like that? Or you just do it because the vibe is right?
To be honest, I've been doing it because the vibe is right.
Yeah.
Maybe someone needs to teach me how to.
Dougie. Sorry, wrong.
Shut up. To monetize it. But in terms of, as a person, I think what I want to know is, what are we going for? Like, what's the vibe?
Yeah.
What are you writing about? Because I'm big on lyrics. I have done miserably at your game, but I am very big on lyrics. Like, to understand what emotion you're trying to put across, whether it's just a party or you're trying to speak to, a broken-hearted Leslie somewhere. Do you understand? That's sort of what I try to understand because then I put myself in the right frame of mind to deliver it in that emotional or whatever.
But are you ever in a position where you listen to a track, somebody has done a song, and as you're playing it, you feel you see some gaps? Because you see, as somebody that you've been around music, you've done a couple of projects, but also you're a talented natural singer.
Okay.
Hey.
I thank you.
Hey. Oh my God.
Sometimes you listen to a song. Of course, us in the laymaness of just being a fan, you may not notice where the vocals were.
Yeah.
But you, as somebody where it comes off naturally, do you ever listen and be like, this could have maybe gone a bit differently?
So, after
you just listen.
Listen to someone else's song.
Yeah. The thing is, there are very many ways to kill a cow or to kill a goat or to kill a chicken, and
first of all, the animal may be different.
You get, and different people might want something done a different way. So normally, when I listen to people's projects, and let's say, for example, when I've worked with the Myth, I will be given the lyrics, I'll listen to the song, and it's sort of do you.
Okay.
Which is dope.
Yeah.
Because then it gives you, and then along the way, then we start to say, okay, maybe you can tweak a little bit here. So it's a very collaborative type of thing. And it's really dope if you give someone the creative license to do something in their style or do something. Freedom. Yeah, the creative freedom to sort of let me tweak it this way, or let me do it this way, you know, and then you can sort of tweak as you go along.
Yeah, you see, the reason why I asked is naturally our music here, we don't really have, we've not really gotten into that space of people doing proper hooks, especially when it comes to actual vocals.
Yeah.
Hold on, that's why the likes of Joshua Baraka, Cohen, JC come and you're like, oh my God, he'd kill, if some rapper got him or some artist and put him on a hook, he'd properly kill it.
Yeah.
So I feel like as much as we're getting into that, there's not too many people trying to do that. So for you singers that can actually naturally sing, I always feel like there's a shift in culture that's happening, but it needs the right people for it to shift properly. Because not everyone. Felix tried to sing early and you can't touch us like that. It's not in the contract.
We did sign up for this.
Yeah. So the reason why I ask is if it has to be done, it has to be done right. And it has to be done by the people that can actually do
But you
it right.
see, I feel like at the end of the day, people, like you said, like Damzi actually said, that people will have that vision, and for them, it's like this. And I'll give an example of a song I love, and I've said it here on the podcast before, and I've played it for Damzi, so she has suffered with me, so she'll be able to confirm. But this is just to give two Damzi-related answers to your question. Lucas Black's Rent Free. I love the song. It's been one of my most played songs this year. It's the reason why he was my most streamed artist last month.
Yeah.
I love the song.
Yeah.
But something in that song that I streamed more than any other song is, he says, because she's living on my mind, living on my mind, living on my mind. He says those three living on my minds 4 times in a row. But remember when we listen, like, he doesn't, the first 2, it's okay. The third one, I'm like, harmonize, like, give us a layer, give us a layer.
Yeah.
And then so I always felt that, and then I'm playing it for Damzi, and she's like, where's the harmony on the 4th? Like, you know, like, I'm like,
Yeah.
there it is.
Yeah,
Like, I've been saying it. So it's nothing to do with the song. Like, the song is still excellent. I love it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But you know, you get those moments where you feel like, if they had added this. But then again, from a writer perspective, there's something I've written for Damzi, a year and a half ago. And then she's singing it, and I get the audio. And of course, I write with a melody most times, and I know what I want. And she sings this, and it's going the way I'm excited. Then she switches up something, and I'm like, oh my God, that was so dope. Like, where you're like, I didn't expect that. Like me, I was thinking this is, and I'm so happy that they've added their own flavor to it, because I've been with people who are like, my way, the way I wrote it, this is how they're going with it. But like, when the person adds that extra flavor, like even for me, from my perspective, it's so exciting. I'm like, oh my God, that was epic. So yeah.
Did you just see how Mark screamed like almost like Les?
Like, you know, Leslie's not here, so he's not in spirit. You know, Leslie, my guy was there. Like, you know.
This is his Lagum moment.
No. That love is yours. There's a bit of visas revoked here.
So you guys be sending each other songs. Like, when do we get to hear this song?
You know, WhatsApp group.
When do we get to hear these songs? Kuwaga, we also want that reaction. Oh my God!
Because you want to hear Damzi sing. And since producer XYZ, he's like, hey, she's gonna be like, oh, nigga, you better not.
Like,
You better
what are you going to
not.
say?
You better not. I'm just like, man, we had play last season, and he freestyled us into and out of the episode. I feel like it is only right. I mean, who are we to just be there and we don't? I think Amazima, like, seriously, like, who are we? Who would we be? Like, it's not fair to the people if they don't get to know what we know.
Yep.
Hey, the producers are all like, they're like, grab the damn mic and like, bring it a system.
You've done this. Eh?
Yeah.
It's hard to
You've really decided to set me up.
Oh, management.
Management.
I'm diversifying the audience as well. Management.
We
What
shall
say you?
manage the situation.
Right.
We want her to sing. Yeah.
Wow. What would I sing?
anything, as long as it's not too emotional. Les may break down.
Dead. Okay. I mean, let me just pick an easy. So you know there are songs that are hard to sing. Okay. I don't. Just side note. Song selection is very important.
Right.
Important.
Very, very important. Okay. Okay. Since I talked a lot about Lillian, And maybe I can do some because I think I've done like an acapella of it before that is somewhere on the interwebs.
On Lillian's Instagram.
Somewhere on the interwebs, but I think that's probably something very guys. First of all, I'm very nervous. Let me
It doesn't show.
If this is the nervous you, then the confident you must be up there.
Problem.
Okay.
What does the singer do? You know those vocal moments.
Let me get the lyrics because of my nerves, I might I swear, and yet I know this song very well.
You over know it.
Like
Just do it. Just do it. Just do it like Nike.
Okay.
Do we need Mark to sing the spoons?
No.
The glasses, yeah, it just needs spoons.
That will be very distracting. Okay. Amazimo limba, olalo genda, gwenotada, songa ninda, ninda nesunga, nganjimanyi nchoja, olisi notoda, nonumyo moyo, wenkaba ngongamba, tindi wakajanja, siri wakajanja, mukwano gwe gunuma, naddira omutima nenkukwasa, nenkuwa obulamu n'obutwala, wesikulabyeko nendwala, n'otulo ne tubula, njagala mpulira njagala nfuna otulo sebo. Teka mu mutima go, njagala mpulira njagala nfuna otulo lero. Teka mu mutima go. I'd like to apologize to my mother for the mistakes I made in the Luganda, but yes.
No. We're not allowed to talk.
I think for today, let's close it from here. When people are going away with clean ears.
I see clean ears.
Just that means you don't have to let Ian speak.
Mute his microphone. Guys, Damzi, thanks for honoring our invite. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me. It's been so much fun.
Yes, Ian and Mark, thanks for behaving.
Always.
Okay.
We are looking forward to the tow truck. We shall be with you at the airport if you can't accelerate.
That is totally unfair, but okay.
Guys, thanks for hanging with us this episode. See you next week.